finish this case because I want to do other things, and I was like, well, I already started half of it, might as well finish it. And then maybe I'll go to playing the game, like, later. Like, in 2 weeks, maybe? Who knows? Okay. Is the sound working? Okay, I think it is. What is with that I'm not even really in the mood. What is with that prosecutor? I can't believe how rude he was. It was unbelievable. Please, maintain your professionalism, detective. I'm gonna find some real solid evidence proving Maggie's innocent. You'll see, sir. Well, we've been kicked out of the crime scene, sir. True. So then what now? Give me a second. Marina, you're here? Hi. Oh, dear Lord, I was just trying to finish the second half of this so that I don't have to go back to doing it because I was like... Because I already started half of it. Leaving it unended would be stupid, so I just decided... I don't know what I'm saying. This is embarrassing. Looks like my life's fallen into yet another gigantic ditch. Do not despair, Miss Bird. We can overcome this as well. There are many other places and things we should be looking into anyway. Really, sir? For example, the hallway. The linchpin of his argument against Miss Bird is related to his master key. In that case, this hallway is the perfect place to look for more information regarding the mystery surrounding my door. Ooh, is that a football? I mean a basketball? An orange? A potato? Oh, it's a basketball. What is a basketball doing here? That's Mr. Portsmouth's prized possession, sir. I heard he also plays soccer, dodgeball, and even tennis. And not a single one of those sports is suitable to be played in a hallway. Oh my god, there's a net outside. Ew, Payne?
It looks like you're glad to pinch, Mr. Edgeworth.
To be sure, a murder within the walls of the prosecutor's office is no trifling matter. We must find, apprehend, and punish the killer accordingly, post-haste.
Sounds like a mess case you've got on your hands. If you ever feel lost or need some advice, my door is always open.
How gracious. I will keep your offer in mind. Who is this guy again? What is a basketball hoop doing here? Hey, didn't this used to be just outside the next... I can't speak. Hey, didn't this used to be just outside next to the building a while ago? So, when and why was it moved indoors? I don't remember exactly, but I saw one of the officers drag it up here recently. You're so mean. You're so mean to me. Man, Payne is my natural voice.
I talk like this now.
Drag it. I heard it wouldn't fit in the elevator, so the poor guy had to bring it himself. All the way up to the 12th floor. Is everything alright?
Yes, sir. If you must know, I weighed myself this morning and I'm finally at 154 pounds.
Congratulations. But I was asking about this hallway and this room.
Oh, everything's okay, sir.
A word of advice. Stay focused or you may start to lose even more weight. Let's see what else there is to examine. Let's examine the door. This office. 1203. 1203. Hey, Maggie! Whose room is this again?
It's Mr. Portsman, sir.
So, he's my new neighbor, I see. I suppose he moved in while I was away overseas?
Ooh, a chair. The missing file's there.
It's... Oh my god, isn't that the missing... Zero series file?
Ow. Ow. I did something and then my shoulder went...
No doubt about it. The bloody letters mark it clear as day. There seems to be a few pages missing. Our thief took only what was necessary and left the rest behind. So what about those old files about? So what are these old files about, sir? I guess they've got something worth stealing in them, huh?
Not particularly. It's just a collection of court case files.
However, the cases within these files are not mine. Huh?
They belong to the high prosecutor that used to occupy my current office.
I have my reasons.
But let's just say I was charged with keeping them as they were. Wait, water? I don't have any water. Well, I'll just die of thirst. What a fitting death.
Then that means the thief also wanted the file for a specific reason, right? It would seem so. Only the pages related to that case from 10 years ago are missing.
Deals? No, that was 15 years ago.
I wonder why anyone would care about such an old case.
I think the thing with investigations is that every single case is intertwined, unless it's only 2. I remember 2 was mind-blowing. I love that game. I haven't played it in so long though.
A well-crafted, high-quality sofa for visitors. The stitching is excellent. Talk about a luxury waiting area. These babies are so great for napping, you know. You would sleep even out here, detective? In a hallway? Whenever I do, I always wind up dreaming about giving testimony up on the stand. But it always ends the same way. Me getting trounced by a lawyer. Isn't that awful?
I'm so confused. Okay, give me another sec. Honestly, I know my microphone has white noise, but I found this on the floor laying one day and it has better quality than my freaking desktop audio, so I'm just doing with it.
Maybe I should try to give it a try sometimes to envision myself winning naturally. Oh, the sound isn't even working.
Did I go deaf? Can I not hear shit? Oh dear lord. Oh goodness. Now the sound just stopped. I love. You know what? Hold on. I'm gonna save the state. Reopen. I'm just quiet? Are you kidding me? I hate it here. I know the game's sound is gone. Okay, let me restart the save state. Do I sound like less quiet? Cause when I was like listening to myself in the stream, it didn't sound that quiet. Unless the game sounds just overpoweringly loud. Well, let me mute myself real quick. Confident and loud? That's a bit of a reach for me. Also, the game song got really quiet too. Man, I don't even know what's going on. Maybe this is better? Okay, well. Files. I broke it. I broke the chat. I mean, I broke the stream. It was working fine the first time around, and then I screwed it up, and now nothing's working. I have this. I don't even know what this audio is. Tell me if it sounds any better. I don't even know what's going on. So why the hell? Oh goodness gracious. Oh goodness gracious again. I'm not cut out for this. Ah, shoot. You know what? It is what it is. I don't have any gaming equipment. I'm not a gamer. So if I sound like crap, I sound like crap. Who's gonna watch Signage of 60 fans stream? Let's talk to Maggie. I was wondering if I may speak with you for a bit concerning this case. I've always been a big fan of the courtroom, but this is like a dream! A dream where I'm being cross-examined by the Miles Edgeworth! Wait, but Doesn't... Oh no, that's Godot. Never mind. I can't let this chance pass me by. I must remember to ask her about the master key. Yeah, that's Maggie! She's not that old. She's like 23 in this game. Oh, let's check her age right now. See, she's 23. Oh, but you know, Gumshoe's 32, and he has a thing for her. Like, I still find that a little unnerving, unsettling. He's like, she was not 11. She was a cop in her debut. She was like, yeah, in Justice for All, she's like the defendant. She was dating like another cop. I don't know. A cab. Carmen! Hi. You're two! The victim. Oh, I should present my prosecutor's badge. Oh, she's 1 now? Oh, 0? Yeah, she was around like 21, 22-ish. She was really young. And then I know in Trials and Tribulation, she's like also still pretty young. And then Gumshoe's like, and I'm like, Gumshoe, you're like old. You're like old. But you know, you do you, sir. Also, nothing's really up. I'm just playing investigations. I'm trying to finish the next half of the game. No, Marino, please. Have you ever met the victim before? Well, I've seen him a couple of times before when I had to go to Mr. Portman's office. Mr. Faith was always playing basketball with Mr. Portsman, sir.
That sounds like fun. Just once, I'd have loved to play with them.
It sounds fun, but the only person ever taking a shot was Mr. Portsman. All Mr. Faith did was pass him the ball, sir.
On second thought, I don't think I'd have fit in that at all with them.
Let me present my prosecutor's badge, because that's the thing you gotta do. That's the prosecutor's badge. I mean, I wouldn't say he's a groomer, since they're both adults at this time, but he's still like 9 years older than her. Like, maybe if Maggie was like 25 and he was like 34, nah, that still doesn't sound that good. Though I am not one to judge. I'm not one to judge. So, they can be themselves. Be like, maybe if, nah. My dogs are barking. That's a prosecutor's badge, isn't it? It proves that you're really a prosecutor.
Interesting. Despite all appearances, she seems to know more than Gumshoe.
The only thing I can remember is that the third case? Trials. Marina! Oh goodness. With that badge, even I could be a professional prosecutor. Whoa, what's that emote? I've never seen that before. Sir, may I please try that on, just for a little bit?
I don't think that would be a very good idea, do you?
I guess not.
On second thought, they actually are on the same level.
Let's present the master key.
So, when did you discover that the master key was missing?
By the time I realized it, I think it was around 1 a.m., sir. And I noticed it was at the back. I noticed it was back at around 2:30 a.m. It was just sitting there on the ledge where the security room's reception window is. But I'm sure that between those two times, it was not just gone, but stolen, sir. YouTube Nitro! Dang, Carmen, you really are boolin'. Why is such an important key stored in such an insecure place? It's not like that, sir. We always keep the key further inside the room, away from the window.
Always, you say. Except for this time, correct?
Well, I admit that was a bit careless, but I had my reasons. I left it out because I was sort of using it at the time. It was after I had just used it that I had left it sitting out on the ledge.
She used the master key. What did you mean by you used the master key?
Oh, I had to use it to open the door to this prosecutor who had just forgotten his key. Cop hat. Cop! I mean, it's my job as a security guard, right?
What is it?
That's right, I just remembered! The prosecutor forgot his key. It was Mr. Portsman, sir.
What? Please tell me more, Miss Bird, quickly.
It was around 12 a.m. Mr. Portsman had forgotten his office key, so he came down to security, sir.
And that's when he loaned the master key to him?
No, wait! It's against regulations to loan the master key out to anyone. A cab! A cab! I walked with Mr. Portsman to his office and opened the door for him personally, sir.
I see. And then what happened after that?
Well, he called for me to come close his office up as he was leaving to go home. That was around 1:30 a.m., I think.
So, in summary, for the sake of one forgetful prosecutor, you used the master key twice tonight. Talk about suspicious! I doubt you can say that you've never left your keys at home, Detective. I think this calls for a thorough examination of Mr. Portsman's door.
Aw, shit, my mom's calling here. Sorry, that could have been really loud. I don't know how this microphone works. Oh shit, I didn't even close my door. My parents got food, but I'm not very hungry.
Miss Maggie Bird, correct? I take that you are an acquaintance of the detective. She was under my supervision back when she was still on the force, sir.
Okay, so he was like a mentor to her. Doesn't that make it even creepier? Like... Then again, that's how Diego and Mia was, but Diego and Mia had only like a 3-year age gap.
One day she got caught up in a murder and things started going downhill, so she quit.
You heard me, Michelle, what? Typical Lana. But I owe a lot to Detective Gumshoe for introducing me to my current employer. Or so I thought until a few hours ago. Right before I was about to clock out for the night.
You got caught up in this whirlwind of a case, correct?
Don't worry. My whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. Since I was 6 months old, when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building. I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of food. Girl, what are you doing? How are you alive? It's like, she can like overpower Phoenix Wright at this point. Feel at almost every test I've taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster. And now I even managed to be named a criminal just when I became a security guard.
That's a lot to go through in one lifetime.
Yeah, there is a power imbalance. And plus, like, if he was training her, or he was under her supervision when she was starting to be, like, a fledgling cop, she has to have been, like, only, like, 20 or something, which means... Yeah, no, I'm not here for that. I'm not here for that. I know! And just when I thought I had finally found my happiness. I wind up getting you and Detective Gumshoe involved in my bad luck.
You don't need to worry about me, Miss Bird, nor do you need to worry about yourself. I will solve this case and prove your innocence.
Okay, listen, if she was hit by like several vehicles, witnessed every like disaster. Okay, let's see. Phoenix 6,000 volts in the first game. Hit in the back of the head with a fire extinguisher in the second game. He fell off of Eagle Bridge or whatever it's called. I forgot. Into rushing water too, and he survived that. He swallowed a whole glass bottle of poison. In Apollo Justice, he got hit by a car, and then he was like, "Oh, I just have a sprained ankle." I don't know what these guys are on, but they're definitely inhuman. But you know, good for them.
I will solve this case and prove your innocence. All I ask in return is for your cooperation.
Yes, sir, Mr. Edgeworth. You can count on me. I'll do all I can to help. Okay, let's see. I have enough logic now. Ooh, you get to see me be stupid, because I'm really dumb. No, it was college. He was in college. He was a college student. He was a college art student. I remember that much. Okay. Culprit rearranged my files twice, once before and once after the murder. The first 2 people to die were beaten by a clock. Imagine that. F for me, I miss her. Another hand. Oh, my mom's calling again. Okay, I'm back again. Okay, I'm playing Investigations 1 right now. This is literally the first trial. I probably will continue playing after I beat the trilogy. I'm still on Turnabout Goodbyes. I haven't really touched that yet. That case is long. And then Rise from the Ashes is like 7 hours long. Like, I don't know if I'm going to be motivated to finish that, but I'll try. I'm trying to get to Justice for All just for Francisca. And Pearl. I love Pearl. Anyways. Let's see. Missing from approximately 1 a.m. until 2:30 a.m. There's 4 viewers now. Who's viewing? I'm so sorry, guys. $1 a.m. Can I connect these two? I feel like... Okay.
Miss Bird, I'm afraid there's a flaw in your story.
What? No way, pal. I mean, sir.
You said that you locked up Mr. Portsman's office at around 1:30 a.m., correct? However, the master key had already been stolen at that time.
Wow, nothing gets by you, Mr. Edgeworth. You saw that contradiction like a pro. I had totally forgot all about that, but thanks to you, I remember it now. You're right. It was around that very time that I realized the master key was missing.
And?
Well, I'm a security guard, sir. I couldn't just admit to losing the master key, could I? So I pretended to lock up his room, sir.
God damn! She did that. You pretended? Rise from the asses? Carmen, that's a little savage. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I used up my house key and made it look like I was locking up, sir.
So in actuality, you never did relock the door then?
Well, I thought that maybe I could go and lock it after I found the key. Come to think of it, I guess the door still hasn't been locked properly.
Oh shit, we gonna barge into Portsman's room?
Does this mean these two are supposed to be connected? Files in disarray. No, I feel like those two don't connect with each other.
She borrows palette from Gumshoe instead of saying sir.
Little character quirks. Okay, let's go check out Portsman's room.
I won't rest until I've suspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny.
1203.
A minimalist yet classy door, made of top-quality wood. It's kind of majestic, too! Fits in really well with the ambience of the prosecutor's office. Even Mr. Portsman seems dignified just because he works behind one of these. Nonsense. A man doesn't become more or less dignified because of where he works.
Ooh, is that like a shade, or is that like pleasant shade towards Nick? I love how Phoenix collects evidence illegally. Like, I was thinking about the Steel Samurai trial where he had like... No, the Turnabout Sisters trial where he literally had Maya's phone with Mia's message on it, and he didn't present it to the court until he had to present it to the court. Like, bro, that's not how it works.
Well, he still seems more dignified than Mr. Payne. Mr. Payne? I suppose custodial work can also be dignified. A door. Let's check the door. I mean, the doorknob. The door is locked tight. I bet old credit card trick wouldn't work here, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? This is the office of a high prosecutor detective. These doors would be pretty ineffective if the average cat burglar could get through them. So I guess only a great cat burglar.
Ha! Bring in Kay. I miss her.
You get in. That must be who our culprit is. Might I advise you to return that conclusion to whatever pawn shop you brought it down from?
How long am I gonna be playing for? Until I finish this, case, I guess. That's about it. Deduce. I know what to do. I'm smarticle particle. Also, yes, the Ace Attorney series is so accurate. Bro, court always works like that. 3 days 3 days max to win a trial? Okay.
Eureka!
I always think about the Matt Pat game theory where he only played the first game and said Phoenix is a criminal. No shit, everyone in that game is pretty much a criminal. At this point,
there's a contradiction between reality and the evidence. If what Miss Bird has said is true, then why is his door locked tight?
I also think about Japanifornia, about how in case 5-2, yeah, there's like this whole village that's dedicated to like yokai and all of that. And I don't know how the translation handled it. I have to go back to it. But the amount of like gymnastics they had to do to get around that whole like issue was so funny. Kyubi village? Ninetails Vale, that's what it was called.
Huh? You know, you're right! Miss Bird, are you sure you didn't relock this door?
I am certain of it, sir. And I don't think Mr. Portsman noticed it himself that I hadn't.
Which means... what, sir? It either means that he actually does have the key to his office, or that the door Miss Bird opened wasn't this one at all, but a completely different one.
That would explain why Edward's door was unlocked.
Ooh!
Gasp. Does that mean Portsman moved the... Oh, I see. He's the clever little... Okay.
She opened a different door, but how can he prove that? There's an easy way to find out. All we need to do is... we need to examine these.
Prints on the doorknob? I mean, not the master key for sure. Sayaka Mizuno style! I was thinking that. There was also another thing earlier where, hold on. Where Gumshoe's name was written on a bunch of files, but it was upside down. I was like, Leon?
Alright. I'm pretty sure it's the number plate. The prints of the number plate. They will tell us all that we need to know.
Everything? Really? Like what, sir? Well, I mean, if you... God damn it. I guess Danganronpa brain was wrong. Okay, I guess it's the doorknob.
The prints on the doorknob will tell us everything. Hey, you! Yeah, you, pal! Can you do us a favor and see what you can lift from this, okay? So, did you find out?
In 11037 cases. Ooh, good for him.
There's no need for such belligerent nostril flaring, detective.
Sir, I have found only Mr. Portsman and Mr. Fate's prints on this doorknob.
So only 2 people's prints were found on this, huh? That's pretty decisive. Huh? I'm lost, sir.
Miss Maggie should have been there too.
Thinking logically, a certain other person's print should have been on this doorknob as well. Now then, whose print should be on this doorknob?
Maggie, I'm smart.
Don't you find it odd that the prints of the person who unlocked the door are absent? You mean... Yes, the doorknob that Miss Bird opened could not have been this one, but a different one. What have we here?
See, it was moved! Swaggy bird.
What's this? What are you looking at, sir? Oh, hey, how about a game? That's okay, detective. I just found the position of this hoop to be a little off. Hey, you're right, sir! I guess it shifted when someone made a seriously sweet slam dunk. The positioning of the hoop is definitely unnatural. I'd better take note of this. What is this? Looks like a scrap of paper. I'll get it, sir. Let's see. Oh, there's something written on it. It looks like it's a note from the victim. Yeah, and it's from Mr. Portsman.
You know what? Maybe this goes together. Oh, nope, it doesn't. I don't know what I'm supposed to do next. Do I talk to Maggie again? Dun-dun-dun-dun. Oh shit, I talked to him again. Yeah, I checked the paper. It said, it was a note that said that the detective was gonna meet up with Jacques. Which means I put food in my mouth. Oops. He's so mean. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should show the hoop to Miss Bird. I'm just a lowly security guard, so I'm not sure what I should do with that other than to guard it.
It's like talking to another gumshoe.
Don't say that. I've had to open Mr. Portman's office up for him a number of times before. I've also had the chance to see the inside of his office a number of occasions too. He's got shelves upon shelves of sports memorabilia, trophies, and awards in it. Gumshoe just wants to have his spotlight, you know? And then Edgar's like, bitch, you're gonna eat ramen for the rest of the day. Peace! Maybe it's because us through the eyes of Edgeworth don't know what to do, so Gumshoe's there to save our lives. To the point where it's almost beyond gaudy, sir. Sportsman! Oh my god! I didn't even realize! That makes me angry! Bro. Bro. I feel like my eyes have been shot open. Don't say that, Maggie. I'll make a special Guard of the Month award just for you. Thanks for trying. But I've already got a mountain of consolation prizes, sir. They're proof of just how unbelievably unlucky my life has been. Plus, getting an award from you just isn't the same as getting a real award, sir. Ouch. Okay. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Oh, should we get this examined? Wiped, they think. Oh. Yes, I did it. Marina, why'd you go? Oh, that's everyone finding out Jacques' real name. I'm gonna take a bite of my food real quick. Okay. Okay, my least favorite pun in the series ever isn't Spirit of Justice. Actually, Spirit of Justice had some really weak puns. Because they were trying to be, like, creative, in quotations, with, like, the whole fact that they're, like, foreign. So they gotta put, like, an apostrophe in every little part of their name to make it look like a real name, but it's actually a pun. But it's usually just the word. My least favorite one is this guy whose name is Paul Attition, who is a politician. I will never get over that. Like, that has to be my least favorite name in the series.
How so, sir?
In a variety of different ways. I think it's time we had a little chat with the real culprit of this case. You know who the killer is? Wow, Mr. Edgeworth. As long as my logic is sound, then yes. The mastermind behind this murder is none other than Mr. Portsman. No, his name was Paul Attition, like Atishon. But that makes it even worse, Attition. Makes me mad. What? Mr. Portsman? I knew it. That's exactly where my logic senses were telling me too. I suspect it was him from the instant he accused Maggie of being the killer, sir. That is anything but logical. Lady and gentlemen, prepare yourself. Come what may, it's time to knock on truth's door. March 14th, 5:12 a.m. Damn, they've been up and about it for a while. This started at around 2 a.m. Mr. Portsman, I've finished processing the Bob Bloody letter, sir. Alright, let me take a gander at it. Pass it here. I love the animations in this game, though. Like, the little walkie sprites are so cute. And the idle ones, too. Okay, looking good. You there. Take care of this. Well, if it isn't Detective Gumshoe. End of the line for you, Portsman. We've got you now. Call off your dog, Edgeworth. Is this some kind of joke? A sick, twisted joke. It's no joke. We know, Mr. Jacques Portman, that you are the guilty party in this case. You must be pretty upset getting chased out of your own room. I'd be mad too. So I guess you can stay. If you promise to stay out of our way. You intend to hide your crime under the guise of a prosecutor doing his job. I can see right through the unsteady paper-thin mask you wear upon your cowl. Who'd have ever thought it would come to this? Actually, come to think of it, your mentor was Manfred von Karma, right? The legendary prosecutor who never lost a single case for 40 long years. But there was always this innocent chatter about forged evidence with that guy. Really teaches me that I've got to stay on the lookout for false accusations, you know? Are you done trying to play mind games with me? Because they won't work. The only thing you should be using that mouth of yours for now is explaining yourself. Although that too will only dig your hole deeper. Either way, your game is up. Well, aren't we full of ourselves? Even though you have yet to prove anything. I have no idea what sort of harebrained idea you have in mind, but there's a mountain of evidence that points away from me being the culprit. Besides, how, may I ask, do you propose I unlocked your door and got in here? Look, I feel bad doing this to you, but I've got work to do, so we're done here. Let me check my organizer real quick. I think I'm going to present this on the third statement. Not left by the victim. Did he say harebrained, like with H-A-I-R? I'm pretty sure it's harebrained, like the rabbit kind of hair. I didn't even read. Boy, you're stubborn. I suppose you're basing your accusations on something? I'll show you what I'm basing my accusations on. With evidence. Oh, he does say harebrained. That's stupid. Then again, the translation or the localization usually has a lot of errors. There's like an infamous one in Justice for All, because you can get a bad end in that one. It's really hard to. But I forgot what the typo was, but it made it really funny. It became like a funny joke for a while. Ah, dang it. Would I present the basketball hoop? Let me press on the statements. I'm gonna not talk during the thing. Master key on that one? I suppose so, but hold on, let me see what the information for the master key is. Stolen from the security office. I know the third statement is the one that I should probably present something on, but let me eat real quick. Actually, master key does make sense, because it says unlocked your door. Let me present that. I believe you were able to open my door with the master key, no less. Wait. Hold on for a sec. I never laid a finger on that key, as you already know. Precisely. You were able to open my door without lifting a single finger. Well, maybe you did, but only to direct. That's right. You used your finger to direct this person to open with the key. To direct this person to open my door with the key. Take that. You had asked Miss Bird to open your own office door for you, yes? Yeah, I kind of forgot my key at home. Happens a bit too often for my taste, you know? But the room you had Miss Bird open for you at the time was not your own, was it? What? You have quite the imagination. But why don't we ask the girl herself whose door she opened, shall we? I'm certain that it was Mr. Portman's door, sir. Door, sir. I checked the number plate to make sure I was opening the right door, sir. See, Miss Bird backs up my story. Yet, what if you had misled her to fool you into thinking what you wanted? And how do you suppose I did that? By switching the number plates on our doors, for example. That's right, they do slide out pretty easy. Furthermore, you then used one other thing to give a very strong impression. That door she was opening was yours and not in fact mine. The basketball hoop. What? The basketball hoop, sir? It's quite the peculiar fixture in any hallway, let alone a hallway in this building, which is why it left an unusually strong impression on you. It's an object perfectly suited to sit just outside the office of a
peculiar prosecutor.
I don't know how to make gua kind of sounds. I don't really want to bother. That's very true, sir. Because there was a basketball hoop sitting there. I thought the door I was opening had to be Mr. Portsman's.
There are signs that the hoop had been moved. To sit in front of my office to be sure.
I see. So that's how you throw suspicion on people. Thanks for the tip. But I think your conjecture is a little off the racetrack. Conjecture's rebuttal. Now you're just spouting nonsense. I had the girl open my office door. After that, I was in my room the entire time. If you don't have a single reason to suspect me, you don't have a single reason to suspect me.
So, he intends to claim his innocence to the end, does he?
I am as pure and innocent as my jacket. And Miss Bird is as dirty and guilty as the jacket she wears. My jacket's not dirty, I'll have you know. I just washed it yesterday.
Please, calm down, for I intend to show who is the one truly covered in this slime here.
Now you're just spouting nonsense. In my room the entire time. Let me see what there is. Backseat gaming. Hey, I appreciate it. I'm really stupid. I haven't played this game since like 9th grade, I think. Maybe 8th grade. I was on like a really bad Ace Attorney binge. I remember I played Apollo Justice right before an Ariana Grande concert at the rodeo. Like on the car ride home, I was just sitting on my tablet. My mom's friend was like, my friend's mom was like, did you enjoy the concert? And I was like, yeah. And I was on like the last case of Apollo Justice. So while I was like, oh my god, Ariana Grande, I was like, oh my god, I want to play Apollo Justice. That was an unnecessary story, I'm sorry. Ooh, maybe I should present this. That was a lie. What are you talking about? How is that a lie? This is a note that the victim left for you, Mr. Portsman. A note? It was left under your door. Or did you not notice? And right here it says, but you're out. You were not in your room when the victim came to call on you. So then, where were you and what were you doing? Ugh! Shall I explain it in full detail for you? Oh my god, yes! Lying coldly is probably my favorite coroner theme. You were busy snooping all around in my room, the very room you had Miss Bird open for you. That's just nonsense! You have no evidence that I made the girl open your door for me. Oh, but I do. I have very decisive evidence. No way! This is the proof positive that you had Miss Bird open the door for you. Take that! I had your door dusted for prints. My door? What for? Come on, what do they have to do with anything? Let's put it this way. If she really was the one who opened your door, then her print should naturally be on the doorknob she touched. Further, all the prints on my office door have been wiped clean. I can only assume it's because Miss Bird's fingerprints were on it. Don't you think it's time you gave up your charade? I always think about how Edgeworth takes everything, like, in the situation he's in. Like, oh, there was a murder in a park? We're gonna find out who did it, like, right here, right now. While they get 3 days to do it in court, he gets 1 day, and he will do it right. We know you stole into my office with the intent of stealing something from me. And Detective Faith found you out. possibly because he heard sounds coming from a room whose occupant was on leave. Mr. Portsman, you killed Mr. Faith to silence him. And I had the misfortune to return when I did. You had to threaten me as you escaped. As I said, when you had the gun to my back, no one gets away with committing murder in my office. I can't do an evil laugh. I'm gonna kill myself. No, I'm not. I'm gonna kill my vocal cords. And just what's so funny, pal? Well, that look of stiff seriousness on the face of this office's finest prosecutor, as he makes a huge mistake in accusing me is simply too much to bear. There's just nothing else like it in the world. What? Mr. Edgeworth just explained it all, and he even backed it up. You're the murderer. Stop trying to be slippery and just admit to the crime already. And as I said earlier, it's also circumstantial, so full of conjecture. You say you checked my doorknob for prints. Well, I can readily confess that I had wiped that doorknob down well. I'm a little obsessive, compulsive, you see. Okay, first of all, if you wipe that doorknob down... No, because it was still locked, and Maggie didn't lock it, so it don't make sense, love. Which is why I wiped the knob down as soon as I could after you opened the door. After that, it makes perfect sense that only Jim's and my own prints would be there. You made that up just now, didn't you? Furthermore, as for the note Jim left me, do you know exactly when that was? For all we know, he could have left it there before I arrived at the office. Like early evening, for example. Okay, he left it there while he arrived at the office. But Jim died last night. Still don't make sense, love. Are you saying you failed to notice a note in your doorway? Hey, even geniuses fail at times. I was probably too preoccupied by work-related matters, although that's no excuse. Now that's just a flat-out lie. There's no way you didn't notice a note that size. But you can't prove that, can you? Say something, Mr. Edgeworth. Back me up here, sir.
Portsman makes a good point. I can't prove that he simply overlook it.
Besides, I have an airtight alibi.
Airtight, you say?
I only realized that I had one just now as we were talking. I guess it would have been better for all of us to know if I had told you sooner. Portsman's alibi. If memory serves, you came back to this office at around 2 a.m., correct? And it was then that you had that unfortunate confrontation at gunpoint with the culprit. I'm gonna save my state real quick. But at exactly that time, I was down in criminal affairs. Ask around. I'm sure the other detectives will corroborate with my story. It's the perfect alibi.
Do you really think it's that perfect?
Like I said, I don't care. Ask around all you like. You'll see for yourself.
Detective Gumshoe? Sir, yes, sir. I'll go check out his alibi, sir. Be right back.
BRB.
Mr. Edgeworth, sir, I think we're in trouble. It's just like Mr. Portsman said. The guys down in criminal affairs said they saw him at around 2 a.m. You see? All of the evidence points to him being the culprit. So there must be a contradictory point in his alibi somewhere. I'm gonna mute myself again real quick.
Okay, sorry. I was eating the rest of my food and I didn't want to make it sound like I was doing like ASMR Ace Attorney food eating gameplay, so I muted myself. What's wrong? What's that sullen look on your face? Can't you say anything back, Mr. Edgeworth? I think we've reached the end of this line, and it's time to get off this crazy train. You there. Sir. Please escort the young lady out. But remember, be gentle. AASMR. That's pretty good. That's really good. Maggie! Detective Gumshoe! Is there nothing I can do? There must be a way to turn the situation around. If only I had a clue. Did I miss something that can help me cast doubt on his alibi? I need to calmly think this through one more time, and with logic. The intruder was the detective? There were 2 bullets left at the scene of the crime. One that robbed Mr. Faith of his life. And one that nearly robbed me of my jacket. However, the murder weapon only shows signs of being fired once, meaning that it's entirely possible that a second gun was used in my office tonight. But seeing as how the killer had to steal Mr. Faith's gun, I doubt that the killer had another gun up their sleeve. Therefore, the second gun could have been the property of an entirely different person, which could mean that there was another person who paid a visit to my office tonight. Which means I have to put these together. Supposing there was yet another visitor tonight. That would also resolve the issue of why my shelves were upended twice. We know that the shelves were disturbed once before and once after the murder. So it shouldn't be much of a stretch to think that it was the work of 2 different people. Once by the person who stole the victim's gun, and then killed him with it. And once again, after the murder by our second culprit. Was corroborating with a gun and story. Dr. Fate. Buddy Fate was the killer. Faith! Why do I keep saying Fate? Sorry, I have to text my friend real quick. Needs help with Alex. My friends, we've had Alex for a while. I started doing it like 3 weeks before it was due so that I didn't have to stress it. And they're starting on it just now. Like, it's due tomorrow. What are you guys doing? Who was the owner of the second gun? Why are you asking who Alex is? You know who Alex is. I hate him with all my heart. He's, mean. He's really mean. If we suppose that the second culprit's gun was the one that was pointed at my back.
Objection!
Mr. Portsman, it seems that I need to amend my assumptions regarding this case. Program by apes. It's so awful. It's probably the worst program I've ever had to use in my life. And I can't even blame the teachers for it because it's so convoluted and so tedious to finish. These goddamn knowledge checks are the bane of my existence. Like, had I not had them, I would have been finished much earlier. But, alas, these knowledge checks come in, only to obstruct your progress, and then you have to redo it all. And it's stupid. Great, so you finally come to your senses. Mr. Edgeworth!
Sir, what are you saying? This has been a big misunderstanding from my part of the start. I'd assumed that the person I ran into was the killer, but that may not be the case.
I made your name light up? What? Carmen! Carmen! Oh! Oh! You mean in chat. Okay. I was like, me vocally saying? I didn't know YouTube was that smart. Okay. What do you mean? Sorry if you heard me biting into an onion. Bite this onion. I'm gonna bite another onion. Leave me alone. I'm not that stupid.
The person I ran into was just your average thief. A thief? But sir, doesn't that cause some sort of contradiction in the facts?
Bite this onions. I'm gonna bite into a tomato now. Marina, stop. Maybe put an underscore under the space, so it's like gato underscore gotcha.
Not at all. It simply means that the killer was something else, was someone else. And it means that in actuality, 2 culprits stole into my office tonight. What do you mean, 2? It explains both why my shelves were disturbed twice and how there were 2 guns. Mr. Portsman tricked Miss Bird and gained entry into my office.
My name is Yellow.
Now you're just leading the argument. You still don't have any actual proof, you know. If you could please go along with my hypothetical scenario for now, Mr. Portsman. In the end, if you really are innocent, you should have nothing to worry about. Grrr. Now then, returning to my scenario, Mr. Portsman was out to steal something from me. Which is why he checked my secret safe and ransacked my shelves. This is the first time. So then, this would be when the files were put back in the wrong order, right? Correct. And then, just when he was about to look somewhere else, who should walk in but his own partner, Mr. Faith? But why did Mr. Faith come into your room, sir? He probably had business with Mr. Portsman, which is why he was in the area. But that's when he noticed the sounds coming from my office, would be my guess.
Oh, because you were supposed to be away, right?
And he must have thought it was so odd, so he came into the office to check it out. Correct. And as a detective, that was the right thing to do.
But when he came in, he found his own partner standing there.
Because it was Mr. Portsman, Mr. Fate probably let his guard down.
But Mr. Portsman was not as merciful to him to let him leave alive. He waited for a chance and stole Mr. Fate's gun, and then... he killed him. He silenced Mr. Faith. Faith. He silenced Mr. Faith for catching him in the act of stealing. Look at him biting into his Chuck E. Cheese golden medal. Good for you, King. Good for you. He still looks like he stinks. Like, This was the moment of which the first shot was fired. The one that landed in my files. Following that, Mr. Portsman wiped the gun down and left it behind as he made his exit. He could also afford to do that because he had also left the dying message behind. His name is Buddy Faith. Buddy Faith. Buddy Faith. Buddy Faith. Buddy Faith. Jackass sportsman. Jackass Schnee. Jock Schnee. Schnee. You're such a complicated troublemaker, you know that? Well, if things were as simple as that, then all would be solved. However, there was yet another visitor to my room, and this is where it gets complicated. There was another visitor, sir. Yes, and this other person's objective was also to steal from me. Now then, even after Mr. Portsman... Oh my god, does this case round into the final case? Because we don't know. Do we get to find out who the other person was? Gasp! I like the whole overarching plot of this game. Because, like, I think 3 and 5 are very connected. Oh, I'm so excited! Now then, even after Mr. Portsman left, the door to my office remained unlocked. However, the new visitor had no way of knowing that, and so... they stole the master key from the security guard's room. And then entered my room and searched through my shelves. This was the second time they were disturbed, and it seems the thief found their prize. The stolen O file, right, sir? Correct. Only just as the thief was about to leave with the file, I appeared. The thief then threatened me with their own gun and made their escape. The second bullet was fired during that brief encounter. So the shelves getting messed up twice in the 2 bullets. It was all because 2 different people were doing those things at 2 different times? If you hate Sonia's face so much, I can change the background. Image 2. Let me change the background real quick. Oh, dear lord. We're in Abyss now, baby. Precisely. So do you see, Mr. Portsman? The person I met was just a thief and not, in fact, Mr. Fate's killer. Your alibi for the time frame in which I ran into the other person is now irrelevant. Imagine I put the flushed emoji in chat. Because we now know that the murder took place during the first culprit's visit. I still don't know how to make the chat show up on stream, but maybe it's like... it doesn't really matter, because I think YouTube archives the comments that happened in real time. What's so funny, pal? Absolutely splendid! Your scenario explains everything! Of course it does! It's Mr. Edgeworth after all! But you know, it still doesn't change the fact that it's all circumstantial. Mr. Miles Edelgard in Abyss? Oh goodness. I now want to make Miles Edelgard in Abyss. You know what? You know what? You know what? I want you to be on stream too, but I don't know how to do it. I tried. I spent like a whole 2 hours yesterday trying to figure it out, but then I never did. I'm so sorry. I need to look through I need to ransack my files real quick. Do you like my new setup? Supposing if, and that's a big if, your theory is right. It would indeed render my alibi, which has withstood scrutiny, mind you, irrelevant. But there is still one defining point of your argument, for which you have no evidence. Your supposition that I was the first visitor. Grr, Mr. Edgeworth, you can't let him get away with that, sir. But he has a point. I have absolutely no proof at this point. Don't say that, sir. I don't believe this. Don't worry, Maggie. I'll do something if I must. You know something? I find your attitude to be somewhat peculiar, Mr. Edgeworth. If the person you met really was just a plain old thief, then why is that person not your main suspect? That is, if your theory is correct. Manual man. You know what? I'm gonna put even better. I'm gonna make my setup even gamier. Dun 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 dun. I lost my files. I don't know where any of my shit went. I used to have like... I have a folder called IRA. Nope, there's nothing in IRA. I have a folder called Casantal. Nope, nothing in there. I have a folder called Test. Oh, that's just my test. Ooh, let's not do that. I wonder if I can put a GIF on here. Oh my god, I can. Look, there's Cass. I'm gonna remove Cass. Let's let the music run. Ooh, Allegro. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Ooh, Yamato Nadeshiko. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. That was mean. Ba-dum 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 da-da da da. Dora Petra on screen. Sorry, this song is so catchy. The thief you ran into should be a real suspect, wouldn't you say? We should be out there looking for that thief right now. They might still be nearby. I hate to repeat myself, but as I've already said, I was training in my room. And when Jim came to deliver some evidence to me, I was down at criminal affairs. So I can't be expected to know what happened around here after I left.
So, you think we should be out there looking for the thief?
Of course! Now isn't the time to be waiting on dead-end discussions.
I don't think it is at all dead-ended. I find your alibi to be fascinating. Let's continue where we left off, shall we? I know he's lying. I know he was here at the scene of the crime. I just have to find a way to prove it.
I'm gonna mute myself again to bite into my sandwich, which is already cold by now. Sure, you can bite some of my sandwich. It's a gyro, I think. Excuse me, was that a dab? Didn't I say gyro? Or like a literal hero? Oh, I thought it was Kiro. Like, put the G at least there. I'm a BRB. Oops. My parents want to go on a walk now. It's 8:30.
I don't have any no.
You see? So I insist that I was in my office the entire time. when Jim came to deliver some evidence to me, I was down at criminal affairs. I think I know what I gotta do. I think I have to present the note on that statement. Because it said 3 pieces of evidence, not 2. Only 2 pieces. I believe the proper phrase here is, you fail. You fail. Excuse me? You fail as a prosecutor, Mr. Portsman, as you intend to keep evidence hidden from me. What are you talking about? Marina, don't you dare. I know the stream is like a minute behind, or like, I'm a minute behind, but don't say it. What are you talking about? I haven't hidden anything from you. Well, here's a piece I think you should read. Carefully. Ah! It says that Mr. Faithful's bringing 3 pieces! Yes, and this is the victim's real dying message to you, Mr. Portsman. I can't believe to get tripped by simple arithmetic. Where's the missing piece of evidence? It must have been another gun. It's... You have it, don't you? Only the guilty would make such a face. Detective Gumshoe? You don't have to say it, sir. I'll pat the guy from head to toe. Don't come any closer, I'm warning you. This is all part of the investigation, pal, so don't even think about stopping me. No! Hey, what's this? He had this on him, sir. Despite what you said, it would appear that you do have something to hide. I know it's pronounced arithmetic, but it's also pronounced arithmetic. Like, arithmetic is more like when it's with math, but arithmetic is like, it's got its 2 pronunciations, I thought. That's how my teachers always did it. Plus, arithmetic sounds like better flowing in a sentence rather than, oh my god, I was trampled by arithmetic. Arithmetic. Despite what you said, it would appear that you have something to hide. I know it's related to math, but like... Arithmetic. Arithmetic. Oh, my mom's calling. What? But my teachers say arithmetic and arithmetic at the same time. Like, arithmetic when it sounds better in the sentence, and then arithmetic when it comes to, like, literal math. That's what I thought. Like, yeah, I guess he was talking about literal math. But arithmetic sounds cooler than arithmetic. Arithmetic is so staggered. There's another word like this. Yerky. Oh, y'all are gonna get my ass. No, see, as a noun, it's arithmetic. As an adjective, it's arithmetic.
Or arithmetic. Arithmetic or arithmetic.
Y'all hear that?
Arithmetic or arithmetic.
But why would he hide something like that? The only one reason why anyone would hide evidence in this caliber. Because it would unequivocally point to that person himself as the real killer. Let's examine this videotape in little more detail. Detail. For the section of the tape that will drive the last nail into his coffin. Blood! That's blood, isn't it? Yes, and I believe this is what the good prosecutor was trying to hide from us. This blood is still fresh. You mean this might be Detective Faith's blood? No! No, you've got it wrong. You've got it all wrong. No amount of denial can save you, but we have but to run a test of blood to find the truth. You told us that you had received evidence from the victim earlier. Now you will tell us when and how did the victim's blood find its way onto this video. Yeah, it's totally suspicious! This bitch suspect. Was it at the moment of his death? Did Detective Fate have this videotape on his personage when you killed him? You know very well there's no way to prove that! Not even if we were to examine this tape for fingerprints? There's this one word, sorry, I was talking about arithmetic versus arithmetic, made me think of this word. I never understand the context of loathe. There's like two spellings of it and two definitions of it, but it's pronounced the same way. That was out of topic. That was off topic. Anyways. Like, I know one definition of loathe, but then there's the other one. And I'm like, because I read it in Fix a lot, and it just sounds grammatically weird, but I'm pretty sure they're using it right. It just sounds weird. Okay, anyways. If I had to take a guess, I'd say that the only ones on here would belong to the murderers, you and Mr. Faith. No, impossible! I'm... Oh my god! He's biting into his Chuck E. Cheese golden coin. Oh, he ate it! He died. Did he just do a laughing crying emoji while dying? Did anyone else see that? No, actually, it's literally, I'll type it out. Mr. Portsman has been placed under arrest for the murder of Detective Buddy Faith, sir. Very good. And the results we got back from the lab techs on the tape turned out to be real solid, sir.
The blood work came back and it was definitely Mr. Faith's blood on there. And as a bonus, they were also able to lift a few fingerprints of Mr. Faith's fingerprints as well.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Edgeworth. I still can't believe I got to see your cool deduction skills outside of the courtroom. I'm impressed by beyond words, sir. I know the difference between the two is just like in the context of the text where it's put. I can't bring up an example because I don't remember what it was, but I remember seeing like two of them that always like struck me as weirdly put. But I'll get it later.
It was nothing. I'm just sorry you got caught up in a murder in my office. Please accept my apologies.
Aw, it was nothing really. Compared to what I've been through, I mean. I consider myself lucky that it was only a burglary and a murder this time, sir. Ew. If I had been a holdup or a hostage situation, I'd have thrown my hands up in the air.
Right, loathe and loathe.
So weird.
Words are weird. English is weird.
I think I'm finally rising up from the goddess of misfortune to just an unlucky person.
Okay, but the goddess of misfortune is such a cool title. Something tells me we should have hired a different person for security detail. You know something, sir? That Mr. Portsman really was one corrupt prosecutor. Corrupt prosecutor. And why would you say he was corrupt? Well, I heard that there were a number of suspicious things related to his court cases. There's even rumors about how some of the evidence he uses is forged, sir. Forged evidence, huh? And they say he's even decided not to prosecute a few cases for some really vague reasons. I was loath.
Okay, that does make sense. Thank you, Carmen. Ooh, that guy was a complete disgrace to the entire profession.
We never did get around to asking what his real reason for breaking into my office. Yeah. Whenever we got near that topic, he just clammed up. Although we can be pretty certain that it was to steal something. This is just between you and me, sir, but there's a rumor that some sort of huge organization is behind the scenes. I love this game. Oh, well. With Mr. Portsman not willing to divulge anything, it certainly lends credence to that rumor. It would seem that we haven't heard the last of this. Huh? Then Mr. Portsman isn't the bad guy? I didn't say that, but rather, there's still many more mysteries for us to solve. For example, we still haven't figured out the significance of this piece of evidence. I'm assuming it's this. Take that! The person who stole this file, the other villain of the night. Yeah, I wonder who it was! And what happened to the stolen pages? I wonder, who in the world was it that held me up at gunpoint?
Mr. Edgeworth, sir?
Yes.
I came across this while I was processing your office earlier, sir. Yes! Oh my god! Maggie, Bird, and Crow Branwyn. Oh, they'd be perfect together. Bro, and Bird and Crow, it all fits together. Although, that's probably the whole point, because, you know, unluck. But still, you know, matching thematics, bad luck. They should just kiss.
This card.
What is it, sir? Is that a bird or something on there?
It's not just any bird.
The Yatagarasu!
It's the mark of a raven. A three-legged raven. Even you should know what this is, detective. Oh, it's about that thing, isn't it? The great thief that everyone's talking about. Yes, it is the mark of the great thief, Yatagarasu. Under the mark of a legendary bird, the Yatagarasu is noble to the end, a modern Robin Hood.
Labeled mysterious and phantom-like, the Yatagarasu appears and vanishes at will. Though we don't know how much about this thief's ultimate goal, we do know the targets. The Yatagarasu likes to find and make public evidence of corrupt dealings of all sorts. The theft is always performed in silence and always with perfection. Once a target is chosen, no dramatic calling card or announcement is sent forth. Instead, the chosen corporation is infiltrated without the target noticing. Oh my god, Persona 5? Some days later, the evidence that was found is sent out to the mass media, along with a single card. Although it has been a while since the Yatagarasu's last appearance. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, looks like something's written on the back. What? Let me see. It's the location of where the thief put the stolen files. So the person who stole the contents of the file was the Yatagarasu. Yatagarasu. Organization. Quite a few words are popping up in this mystery. Wow, Yatagarasu does have a lot of vowels in it, doesn't it? The murder in my office. The return of the great thief, Yatagarasu. Looking back, I can't say I didn't see these events coming. For they were heralded by the incidents that began to occur 2 days ago. What incidents? My laptop's going Okay, okay. Oh my god, Turnabout Airlines! I'll probably stream this in 2 weeks or something. Cause now that I finished. Or maybe I'll go again tomorrow. I'm gonna save state real quick. Okay. Francisca! Oh yeah, baby! Okay. I'm gonna close Des Mume. That's about it for this stream for today. Oh goodness. I'm just gonna edit my shit live. But, yeah, oh my god, thank you guys for joining. That's pretty awesome. I really didn't expect anyone to, like, stick the whole time. But, it was pleasant. I had fun. I was just kind of doing this to finish the thing so that I could go back to playing the trilogy. But yeah. Awesome. Alright. Oh no, Sonia, what are you doing here? Remove. Oh dear. Okay. I should end this. I can end this. Okay.